Coming up today on Good Morning BU.
New details on the recent shooting of United Healthcare's CEO.
And a city councilor is placed under federal investigation.
See how hockey players have an increased risk of brain injury, according to a new BU study.
And check out updates on the BU men's hockey team with our sports correspondents.
Our interview correspondent talks to a BU singer and D1 athlete about her unreleased song.
Live from Studio West in the College of Communication, Good Morning BU starts right now. Hello and welcome to Good Morning BU. I'm Sophia Falvo.
And I'm Andrew DiBiasio. Here are today's top stories. The U.S. House of Representatives shut down an effort to release an ethics report on former Representative Matt Gaetz on Thursday. This year, the year-long investigation looks into sexual misconduct allegations against Gaetz after two women testified before the Ethics Committee that Gaetz had paid them for sex. The vote to release a report was split among party lines, with some Republicans arguing that the investigation ended when Gaetz resigned from the House. It is unknown if a report will be released at a future time.
A major clue in surveillance footage was released yesterday to help identify the suspect who shot and killed United Healthcare's CEO, Brian Thompson, on Wednesday. Footage shows the suspect lowering his mask to reveal to a New York hostel employee a, quote, flirtatious smile, which the NYPD says is a significant clue to locating the shooter. The suspect is still at large after targeting the CEO in Midtown Manhattan before an investors meeting. The search continues as investigators place the suspect in New York 10 days prior to the attack.
Moving overseas, French President Emmanuel Macron promised to name a new prime minister in the next 10 days after Michel Barnier's prompt resignation. On Thursday, Barnier stepped down following a no-confidence vote from the far left and right members of parliament due to an extensive budget deficit. President Macron has rejected pressure from opposing forces and vowed to stay in office until the end of his term in 2027.
Amnesty International has accused Israel of committing genocide in the Gaza Strip, concluding that Palestinians are now facing a, quote, slow, calculated death.
They have destroyed Palestinian homes and livelihood, wreaked a dreadful havoc on their infrastructure and on their ties to the land.
Spokesperson has since disputed these claims.
Amnesty has a documented history of framing Israel as fundamentally illegitimate. For Amnesty, Israel was born guilty in 1948 and have been guilty ever since.
Israel plans to challenge the claims of genocide at the United Nations International Court of Justice.
Moving further into Asia, South Korea's defense minister Kim Yong-hyun resigned on Wednesday, as announced by South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol a day later. Protests and national outrage surged through the country on Tuesday night after martial law was declared. Yong-hyun's resignation comes after he took responsibility for the crisis caused by the country's recent martial law decree, which Yeol withdrew after it was unanimously voted against by the National Assembly. Yong-hyun will be replaced by current ambassador to Saudi Arabia and retired Army General Choi Byung-hyuk, according to a statement from the president's office. Opposing lawmakers also initiated a motion to impeach Yeol. A two-thirds majority will be needed to impeach and suspend him from office, and the matter may be voted on today at the earliest.
Moving closer to home, the Supreme Court heard its second ever case about transgender rights on Wednesday. The case questions whether or not certain gender-affirming care can be banned for children under 18 years old in Tennessee. The decision will likely come out in June, and it could impact 25 other states with similar laws. The conservative-ruled court is likely to side with Republican lawmakers, especially as they welcome the Republican presidential-elect Donald Trump.
Speaking of Trump, he is considering Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for defense secretary as he continues building his cabinet. While Trump originally picked Pete Hegseth for the role, he appeared to be having private conversations about choosing DeSantis instead. Trump backed up possibly choosing DeSantis by saying it would be a big story to resurrect DeSantis after defeating him. Despite these considerations, Trump's current selection, Hegseth, launched a campaign Wednesday to gain support.
We're going to earn those votes. We're fighting all the way through the tape. We're grateful to have the president's support because his vision for this Department of Defense is to bring it back to its core capacity.
This comes after Hegseth dismissed allegations of sexual assault, financial mismanagement, and drunken behavior, claiming those accusations are nothing but fiction created by Trump's enemies.
Another person Trump picked in his cabinet this week is American lobbyist and businessman Paul Atkins. Trump selected Atkins as the new Securities and Exchange Commission chair. Atkins is known for his pro-business stance and is also a strong backer of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. Following Atkins' appointment on Wednesday, the value of a single Bitcoin rose to $100,000 US. Trump's election victory, as well as his choice of cabinet members, has caused the value of Bitcoin to skyrocket. Trump claims to be the first Bitcoin president, foreshadowing potential exponential growth within the crypto economy over the next 4 years.
Turning to some health news, at least 79 people have died in southwestern Democratic Republic of Congo from an unknown flu-like disease. Health officials say the majority of the victims are between the ages of 15 and 18. The disease has affected over 300 people with symptoms including fever, headaches, coughing, trouble breathing, and low blood counts. Response teams have been deployed to Kwango Province's Panzi Health Zone to investigate the outbreak and manage cases. However, supply shortages are a major challenge in this rural area. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization has sent a team to collect samples for laboratory tests. Officials are urging residents to stay calm, wash their hands regularly, and avoid touching bodies without trained healthcare workers present.
Coming back to campus, BU announced that they will be temporarily pausing admission of PhD students in the College of Arts and Sciences to cut costs. Joining us live from Marsh Plaza is our campus correspondent, Laura Hibbert, for more details. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Sophia. Boston University is suspending admissions for several humanities doctoral programs for the 2025-26 academic year. The university wrote in a statement that degrees such as English, philosophy, and history will not be accepting PhD students in the future academic year in an effort to cut costs and sustain the future of these programs. All student programs are within the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, and the student funds are weeks after the 7-month graduate worker strike ended. In an email to professors, College of Arts and Sciences team, Stan Storoff, wrote that the new graduate workers agreement would have, quote, budgetary implications, end quote. Leave students wondering if the suspended programs are related to the strike. The application portal for these suspended programs is now closed, and applicants who have already applied will now be refunded their application fee. Live at Marsh Plaza, I'm Laura Hibbert for Good Morning BU. Back to you in the studio, Sophia.
Thank you, Laura. Stick around after the break for an update on Black Friday shipping and a federal investigation on a city councilor right here in Boston.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back. This week, Boston City Council reaffirmed its support for the Boston Trust Act that bars local police from helping deport immigrants who have not had a criminal warrant issued for their arrest. The ordinance prevents the Boston Police Department from collaborating with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement on issues that are not a public safety concern. The act was originally passed in 2014, and it's intended to strengthen trust between residents and law enforcement. This is just one of the many ways Democratic leaders have begun to brace for Trump's mass deportation plans.
Boston Mayor Michelle Wu's proposed real estate tax legislation aims to shift more of the tax burden to commercial landlords. This is expected to ease the impact on homeowners. The bill faces Senate delays, primarily from Senator Nick Collins, whose objections and recent campaign donations from real estate interests have raised concerns. With a critical December 31st deadline looming to prevent substantial property tax hikes for homeowners, the evolving real estate market poses a more significant long-term challenge than political resistance.
Massachusetts will be the first state to allow rideshare drivers to unionize. The measure was a ballot question that received 54% of votes on Election Day. Since then, many rideshare drivers have expressed their desire to join. Drivers have voiced concerns about safety and unfair deactivations of their accounts, but argue that unionization will prevent these mishaps. Two of the largest labor groups in the country already backed the app drivers union.
Boston City Councilor Tanaya Fernandez-Anderson was arrested this morning on 6 counts of aiding and abetting wire fraud. The Boston Globe reports that she used her role as a city councilor to misuse federal money. There was a press conference this morning at 9:30. Fernandez-Anderson appeared at City Council this Wednesday, but declined to comment on the situation. Fernandez-Anderson has faced many controversies during her 3 years in office. State authorities found that she violated the campaign rules of not disclosing deposits in a timely manner and receiving contributions greater than the state limit. Fernandez-Anderson will be the first councilor indicted since Chuck Turner in 2008.
Still waiting on the delivery of your Black Friday shopping? Boston and Cambridge police expect an increase in package thefts this holiday season and are reminding residents to protect their purchases. For a secure package delivery, police recommend tracking your online package and enabling delivery notifications so you can plan to be home when the package arrives. If you don't plan on being home, consider installing a front door camera or opting to pick up in store. For the full list of precautions, visit the Cambridge Police website to keep your holiday shopping safe. If you want to keep yourself safe and warm this holiday season, bundle up as colder weather and some snow blow through the state. Several school districts in Massachusetts and New Hampshire were closed or delayed yesterday due to the weather. Some parts of the state received more than 5 inches of snow, with Hardwick and Worcester County left with 9 inches of snow. Many people also lost power yesterday, but by the early evening, most of the power outage was over. Wondering if you should bundle up for the last few days of the semester? Let's head over to Sophia for a 7-day weather forecast. What should we expect, Sophia?
Well, Andrew, if we've learned anything from this week, it's that we're finally entering Boston's winter weather. And that weather is expected to continue this upcoming week. Starting with today, Bostonians can expect cloudy skies through the day with a chance of light rain or snow in the afternoon and evening. The high is in the mid-30s with lows dipping into the 20s at night. Slush is possible if the temperature drops low enough for snow. Saturday morning, it will be mostly cloudy with a continued chance of light snow or rain. The high will be in the 30s, but the Boston wind is expected to make it feel colder. Moving to the end of the week over here, cloudy skies will persist and the weather will be colder, but it will mostly be sunny. Daytime temperature will reach upper 40s to low 50s with another slight chance of snow. On Monday, conditions over there are expected to slightly improve with partially cloudy skies. The daytime will remain in the upper 20s. Temperatures are expected to drop down into the teens at night. Bostonians can expect similar weather on Tuesday, partially cloudy and a chance of precipitation into the evening in the upper 20s to low 30s. The weather on Wednesday is reflecting how we're all feeling on the last day of the semester. Gloomy, with an 81% chance of rain again on Wednesday, ranging from the high 40s and low 50s. Finally, on Thursday and Friday over there, the sun is expected to come back with a low chance of rain and weather ranging from the 30s to the low 50s. You know, Andrew, I love when it snows, and yesterday was Boston's first snow of the year. This report indicates we could get more snow this week before we head home for the holidays, so fingers crossed to that.
Listen, I love the snow too, so my fingers are crossed with you. Thanks so much, Sophia. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break with news about CTE and hockey players and reduced fares at Boston museums.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back. The BU CTE Center found in a new study that hockey players increase their risk of CTE with every year that they play. While hockey players and other contact sports players are at high risk, it does not exclusively affect athletes. CTE is a degenerative condition that can affect anyone who has received repeated head injuries. It carries many symptoms, including depression, memory loss, and aggression.
Boston Museums expanding school-aged children free starting January. An expansion of Boston's public schools Sundays will give all Boston children in grades K through 12 free access to 9 Boston cultural institutions. Kids attending suburban schools can participate through a voluntary bus program called METCO. The expansion was budgeted at about $3 million and funded by the City of Boston, participating institutions, and donors. The program hopes to increase access to Boston's cultural institutions and widen their reach to more youth.
Remember when we previewed the BU Men's Hockey Friendship 4 tournament trip 2 weeks ago? Well, a lot has happened since then, so stick around after the commercial break to find out what.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back. While we were all eating turkey and stuffing this Thanksgiving, the BU men's ice hockey team drank Guinness from a trophy they earned overseas. Today we have sports correspondents Alexa Podolsky and Lily Chapman in the studio to break it all down.
It may be the last episode of the semester, but things are finally picking up for the BU men's hockey team.
Yeah, they just got back from competing in the Friendship Four in Northern Ireland and brought a trophy home too. I do have to say, Alexa, that this is a very different performance than the last time you were on the show.
Well, I did say that the team did need some time to adjust, but it seems that things may have finally clicked. But a lot has happened over Thanksgiving break, so let's get into it.
The Terriers opened the tournament with a bang after skating over Merrimack College with a 6-2 victory. Tristan Amante, Gavin McCarthy, and Aiden Celebrini scored in the first period, and the team never let go of that lead. And sophomore captain Shane LaChance closed it out on a power play.
But the team had some bumps on the road ahead. They also had the opening goal in the final round, but Notre Dame quickly responded with 2 goals within 15 seconds of each other. By the time the third period came around, BU was down 3-1, and it looked like they would need a miracle to come back. But that miracle is exactly what they got.
Yeah, Gavin McCarthy scored midway through the period, and Ryan Green pulled through with minutes to spare. With less than 5 minutes on the clock, Shane LaChance squared up for another face-off.
And LaChance, as you can see here, tries to follow the puck after shooting it through traffic, but he loses it, and the puck goes flying off of Quinn Hudson's skate and then a Notre Dame defender right off of LaChance's stick, where he does a behind-the-back pass and tips it into the goal.
Yeah, now that was something straight out of Miracle on Ice, and I can tell you right now, I was not expecting that big of a turnaround. But things are looking good right now for the Terriers if they can keep up this momentum. Now back to you, Sophia.
Thank you so much, Alexa and Lily. Learn about one very special Terrier after the break.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Welcome back. If there's one thing we know, it's that our Terriers are talented in more than just academics. Our entertainment correspondent, Caitlin Beal, is in studio today with BU senior, singer, and D1 athlete Elena May to hear about her unreleased song and love of music.
Thank you, Sophia, and thank you so much, Elena, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And as a senior on the swim team, you're a student, you're a musician. How do you balance everything?
Yeah, it's been quite the learning curve. I'd say when I stepped on campus freshman year, as any new college student would, it's kind of hard to balance all the things that you got going on in your life. But I think as time went on, I've kind of learned that it's obviously super important to prioritize the things that you love and the things that make you tick. So I've kind of learned to just set those priorities and balance my time so that I am able to do the thing I love, which is write and play music. So yeah.
Yeah, of course, and you've been releasing music for a few years now. Where does this inspiration usually come from for your music?
Yeah, so obviously a lot of the inspiration is like my personal experiences and the way I experience things and the way I feel things. I think as I've experienced more life and as I've gotten older, my writing style has definitely shifted quite a bit from things I wrote and released earlier on. But I also love poetry and reading, so a lot of the times I'll just read a book or read poetry in a park and kind of draw inspiration from those themes and those shared common human experiences and write based on those.
Yeah, and I see you have your guitar today. What are you going to be playing for us?
Yeah, so this song is unreleased. It's actually called Paper Gold. I wrote it a couple weeks back, I think. It started with 2 words in my writing notebook. Those 2 words were damage control. I went through a pretty tough breakup this summer, in full honesty, and I think after that I was kind of left searching, do a lot of self-searching and kind of picking up some of those pieces. And a lot of what I realized is hindsight is 20/20, as we all know, and sometimes when you're in a moment, an intense moment, you can get caught up and not see things for what they really are. So I think when you look back and see the genuine nature of things that are happening, it gives you a lot of insight into yourself and the people around you. So this song kind of hits on those ideas.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it. I'm excited to hear it.
Darting, emotional landmines, stepping over paper thin ice. The heart and brain collide, interpersonal, anti-crime. Learning to cope with the sting. I stopped wearing my favorite ring. This unraveling, I'll be better by the spring. Doing damage control. I'm buying back what was oversold. Love bruised, skin cold. I'm just a fool for paper gold. Paper gold, paper gold, paper gold. Undo the summer from my veins. Don't think I like the way you made me a fool, and I would stay, and I would stay. Still feel your hands on my skin, but a lot less than I once did. You were my Everest. I won't let myself do that again. Oh, I'm doing damage control. I'm buying back what was oversold. Love bruised, skin cold. I'm just a fool for paper gold. Paper gold.
Awesome. That was so amazing. Thank you so much, Elena. Back to you, Sophia.
Thank you so much, Caitlin and Elena. That was absolutely incredible, wasn't it?
Amazing. Definitely something to stream as you watch the snowfall.
From all of us here on the GMBU team, thank you so much for watching. I'm Sophia Falbo.
And I'm Andrew DiViazio.
Have a great weekend.